Okay, so here you are. I'm Jeff Lyons, Hudsonville Handyman, and I had a neighbor approach me. He had a quote of $2,500 to add a pair of stairs to his deck. These are these things that come up that you say, wow, that seems like a lot of money, and it is. Now, remember, he's the professional. That's what he's going to charge. Now, if that's something that you want to tackle, here's the first 3 steps that you need to know to start this job. Now, the first one is, I want to know the height from the top of my deck to the ground, which we have 6 feet. The neighbor, Chris, his deck is 6 feet from the ground, and that is the top of his deck, which equals 72 inches. Now, the first step is I take the 72 inches and I divide it. This is a known thing for steps, okay? Without getting into a lot of detail, this is what you usually plug in, 7.5. So, I'm going to divide 72 inches by 7.5, which gives me 9.6, and we are going to round that up, and that gives us 10, which is 10 steps. So we're going to have 10 steps to the ground. Second thing you need to know is what is the rise, or this distance here, okay? And that is the 72 inches divided by 10 steps, which gives us 7.2. Works out real nice with the 10. Okay, so 7.2 inches for rise. 7.2. Okay, so now we need to know how far those steps are going to run out into the yard. Take our steps times the standard for this distance is 10 inches. So we're going to take the number of steps times the standard step length, which is 10 times 10, which gives us 100, which equals 8 feet, 8.3333 feet. Okay? Now, if we really want to know this, which when you see when we get out into the field and start working on this job, this is not as big a play as we need, but if you really need to know that, you can go online and do like I did, converts decimals to fractions. So I can go right down the sheet and I can find what's closest to 333, and here I have 0.32, which is 21/64 of an inch. Okay, so that's just under half. So we just kind of keep that in our noodle when we go out into the field, and you'll see later on how that plays in. Not a big deal. So, but what we really need to know right now is that that's coming out about 8 feet. Okay? So, these are your first 3 steps in planning your steps. Now, as you'll see out in the field, some of the other things, there's a few codes and stuff depending on your area that come into play. But for the most part, this is what you really have to know to get started. The other things kind of just fall into place, and some of the things can be done differently depending on the cosmetic look of the steps that you want. You can get really fancy, or you can be just basic to meet the needs. And what we're looking at right now is Chris is looking, I need to be able to get from here to here without going through the house. Okay? He's not concerned about a whole lot of cosmetic things, so we're looking at just building a basic set of steps. So this is part 1 of more video coming. So remember, I may not be perfect, but I am handy.